Alright guys, welcome to another video. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to delete and allocate partitions in your specific storage SSD, hard drive device, whatever it may be. So firstly, you need to see and check if your storage device has a partition or if it is partitioned or has unallocated space. So first what you want to do is go into computer management. Open computer management. And once you do that, you want to go down into storage and disk management. And here you'll see all the disks that you have on your machine. As you see on mine, I have a disk 0 and a disk 1. Disk 1 has 2 partitions, disk 0 has 3 partitions. Usually if you have a new storage device, it will be a black bar instead of blue of unallocated space. What you could do is right click and format it to allocate it, therefore making that space usable after it's finished. Also, another thing what I'm going to show in this video is how you can combine partitions. So for an example, I'll be making these 3 partitions. I would be combining them into 2, just the healthy one and the Windows one. So I'm going to combine the 992 gigabyte with the 1.95 gigabyte partition. Now, again, before you do any of this, make sure all your data is backed up on the partition you'll be deleting, backed up to a different device that won't be allocated or deleted or whatnot. So make sure you go ahead and do that prior to doing this. So again, you need to go into computer management, storage, disk, and here you'll be shown which storage devices you have. After this, select which partition you want to delete and which section you want to combine. Again, I'll be combining the Windows C with the 1.95 gigabyte portion. Next, once you have this information down, you will need to go to the command prompt and run as admin because you need admin privileges to go ahead and do this task. Now, once you open command prompt, what you need to first is access the disk and access the partition location. So first of all, type disk part. This will open up the option for you to access your disks now. Second command, list disk. Once you do that, as you see, it shows both my disks, disk 0 and disk 1. What I want to be working with is disk 0. So I'll type in the command select disk 0, and now my disk 0 will be selected. Now I want to show the partitions we'll be working with that specific disk. So it's just list partition. And as you see, it shows all my partitions. It shows 4. The ones that are viewable are the 260 megabyte, the 929 gigabyte, and the 1.95 gigabyte, which is the recovery portion. We'll be deleting and attempting to combine the recovery with our primary. Just get an extra 1.95 gigabytes in with the our primary one. So again, before you do anything after this, make sure you back up whatever disk you're going to be deleting. That said, we'll go ahead and start. So again, the entire command in order, open command prompt as admin, type in disk part command. You'll be able to select disk part. List your disk, list disk command. It will show your disks. Select disk, whatever number you want to be working on. Us, it was 0, so I type select disk 0 command. Next, we'll go ahead and we need to show the partitions so we can actually work and operate on them. So just list partition. It will be shown every partition. Again, double check the computer management on your disk management section. Make sure you select the correct disk partition. Select partition. I'll be working with 4. I spelled partition wrong. Select partition 4. 4 is now selected. So now, again, make sure everything's backed up. Delete partition. And once I type that command, it will be deleting partition 4. All right, and as you can see here, it's protected. So what I need to do is override delete partition 4. It's protected, so I'm pretty sure I have to type override. Let me double check. All right, let's see here. Yes, we will need to add the override option. So that would be typed, correct. So we'll go through the entire program again, just so it's clarified. Because see, you always run, there's always an issue you could possibly run into. That's why not only do you can't know everything in tech, you can't know everything, but you can understand why it isn't working, what helps it work, and why it works that way. And that's how you learn. So let's go ahead and start this entire process over now that I have the proper command to actually delete that partition. So again, this part is the first command. Select list disk. Select the disk we want to be working with. Select disk 0. List its partition. List partition command. We want to delete. Disk partition 4 of disk 0. Again, disk 0, and this is partition 4, 1.95 gigabytes. The recovery partition. Recovery. So we'll go ahead, select that partition. Once it's selected, now we first type delete partition for override. Delete partition override. And that's how you delete it. Again, the issue I was having is I was putting the entire partition name in with the number when we're already in the partition 4. So there's no need for me to put the 4 because we're already in partition 4. But I'll just go ahead and do it all in order again. Again, computer management, make sure you have the correct allocations, the correct disk you want to select. So the first command is the disk part. Second command, list the disk. Third command will be select the disk you want to work with. Me, it was select disk 0 was my third command because I want to work with disk 0. The fourth command is list its partitions. Just list partition. Once we have the partitions listed, I need to select what partition I want to work with. I want it to work with partition 4. Though it shows only 3 here, it shows 4 in this area. That's why you need to look at the size to make sure the size matches the unallocated area or the allocated disk space area you want to delete, just to be 100% sure you're deleting or will be creating a new partition for the correct location. So I select partition 4. That's my fifth command. It will show now it's selected. What we want to do now, my mistake here was I put the 4 when we were already in the 4. So what I needed to do is just select partition 4. I'm in 4. And then the next command, again, before doing this, make sure you back up everything, please. Delete partition override. So if you just put delete partition and it's protected, it will give you the message that it's protected and you cannot. What you need to do is override it. So again, that final command is delete partition override once you're already in that partition. And once that's done, it will say successfully deleted partition. We can go in and close the command prompt. And as you see here, this is now unallocated. What that means is you can now, as you can see, I can extend my main primary disk to this 1.95 gigabytes, or I could just create a new volume and just reallocate it so it's pretty much the same as it was prior. It would just be a separate partition for itself. But again, what I want to do is combine it. So now I have the option to select it from left to right. I can combine partitions. So we go here, we'll extend the volume. You'll go through these options. You'll double check and make sure you want to extend at select disk 0. maximum available space is 1,998 megabytes, which is roughly 1.95 gigabytes again. So we'll go ahead and click next, and this all will be allocated into this disk and combined. We'll click finish, and boom, as you see, we combined the partitions, and it's no longer 3. Technically, it's 4 in total, even though it showed 3. But from what we can see from computer management, instead of 3 separate partitions, it is now 2, and I allocated an additional 1.95 gigabytes to my primary drive. And that's basically it. Again, before you do all this, make sure you back up all important information from the disk you want to partition and combine, or if you want to create more partitions, that's a way you can do it through the command prompt a as admin. But I thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys have a great day and have a good one. See you.